Welcome everybody to Somebody's Heroes. We are back with the Raven Court, and they are gonna go under the mountain tonight. I'm Eric, I'm the Dungeon Master.
I'm Jonny. I'm talking XP everywhere.
Hey everyone, this is Yuri at Yuri and the Beast, absolutely everywhere.
Hi, I am Kate the Great Cosplays, and don't kill my character. And please, take that advice.
No.
And I'm Sean. You can find me all across the internet at Help Action Needed.
Miasyn, you take them to a mountain on the far side of the city. Your mountain's not. It's on the side closest to where you just were. On the far side of the city, there is a very tall mountain. Probably it reaches up into the clouds, and it is actively snowing, as Morwen said. And as you get there, you see two guards in blue armor with a snowflake, with a white snowflake on them. And as you get closer, you notice a little bit of like silver, almost dimpling on the armor. And they're just holding glaives across the entrance to the cave.
And I would know these soldiers to be whose?
Yours. People you put there. People you put there.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
The ones I put there.
Yep.
My guards
Miasyn
in my area. Yes.
Miasyn and Kate know all of the things.
All you had to do was say there's danger in the cave, and your guardian Miasyn. The odds of them just doing it are pretty high. What's your persuasion modifier again?
Don't worry about it.
Exactly my fucking point.
I think that just before going in, Miasyn is going to cast mage armor on herself. But actually, yeah, probably at this point, because there's a bit of a spectacle to it. So as Miasyn approaches her guards, she will activate the mage armor, and it is this icy frost that forms over and around her clothing. And I think that the icy scrolling on her face also intensifies just a bit. And she will approach, and I believe she would know these guards by name, and she would greet them by name.
What are their names, Kate? I'd love
Sure,
That's what I'm waiting on.
I'm a game master. I can name.
Frank and Phil.
Frank and Frank.
Anyone else here do
Kids.
everything except name a character? It's like, you asked me to prep the world? Fine. You asked me to name a singular NPC.
How dare
you? Nothing.
Same.
blank.
Incredible. Oh yeah.
I'm asking for two names. It's fine. She's allowed to
Yep.
blank on two names.
Sarah, Reno, it is good to see you here. Thank you for taking up this guard spot for me. I appreciate it.
Reno puts their glaive straight up, walks over to you. Blessings of Oral unto you as you dive into this cave. And you now have heroism cast upon you.
Oh, let's go, Reno. Miasyn will say thank you, and to you as well. I greatly appreciate your boon. Have you noticed anything new or strange as you've kept your post here?
There's been nothing, although it's warmer inside.
Interesting.
Hey, that's good for you, Morwen.
They were about to point it out too and be like, your friend looks a little cold. You may want to get them inside.
I hate you guys.
Is it still dark in there, or has he all lit it up a bit?
We have not put lights because that would require delving deeper, and we were told specifically My guardian Miasyn.
Keep
Not
yourself
true.
safe.
More when you want a bit of extra heat, even if it's all on your head.
She looks at Sylvain, and
What does that mean?
yeah, like it's one of those very. She knows it's just gonna make her more angry. Probably, it's gonna be silly at her expense, and she just goes, "No, I am fine, thank you."
Okay. Then he'll just pull out like an extra thing he has and cast daylight on it, so that we have a bunch of light, and it will radiate no actual heat, but it is now, as of the 2024 rules, actual sunlight. So I don't know our vamp friends. But as it is actual sunlight,
Oh
I
my
do believe
goodness.
it probably go off a little bit
Interesting.
of
I
heat.
didn't know that they changed that. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, changed the first line out for the duration. Sunlight spreads. It doesn't just say a bright light. It specifically says sunlight twice.
Yeah,
in the
no, it
spell
says sunlight. Yeah, because that was the whole caveat.
Do you
Interesting.
give a little
Okay.
heads up to Solarian before you cast that? Like, back up a bit?
I'm casting it on myself. He's probably more than 120 feet away from me.
He is now.
We're walking together. I don't.
I know.
Oh, God, did you have to do that right now?
I don't know.
God.
why
You
wanna go in the
Jumper
cave and not see
didn't
what's going in?
realize
I
We
can
had
see
spells.
perfectly fine.
I believe we do all have dark vision.
Human Sylvain doesn't.
I think that Miasyn.
Dragonborns don't get dark vision.
I think that Miasyn too would. Oh.
2024 they do it, though.
Do
I
they?
have dark.
Also,
Yeah.
you're so beyond a
Morwen has dark
dragonborn.
vision.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're so beyond a dragonborn. Are you sure you don't have dark vision at this point?
Well, I guess it's up to Eric because we have to he's built off of his main things only his
his
mental
form,
stats have
current
carried over.
form.
Everything physical hasn't. So it's like he has 120 feet of dark vision in dragon form, but in dragonborn form he's got nothing.
So, your eyeballs need it. Your sword has true sight out to 240, though.
Yeah.
So your sword
with
knows
this?
shit
Yes, I do
somebody
need
can
it.
tell you. Your sword also
Wait,
has a voice
I
now
could-
if you need anything.
Morwen can just give you guys dark vision for about an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
Way
get rid
better
of
than
it.
this
I don't-
bullshit.
Dude, I love, like, the little hairs on, like, Solarian's arms are just starting to, like, smoke a little bit.
Thankfully, I'm resistant to the sunlight, but my goodness.
That's
Imagine
not
using
pleasant.
something. You go out all day.
I think Miasyn smiles
I'm
to
just
Sylvain,
double-checking the time.
says something along the lines of, I remember an older friend of mine who would have been a bit more sneakier in this situation. It's fun to see how my friends change over time.
Interesting. Can I get that dark vision, Morwen?
And she
You
was
had
gonna do it,
friends.
but now that you told her to, she's like, well, now I know what to. But she's gonna do it anyways. It's just like,
I haven't
When
you
dispelled
have-
the
when
sunlight
you don't
yet.
have something
I can
that you
keep
need.
that going. Fine.
Wild
we
to
will
me?
keep up sunlight.
she
Wild at the Raven Court. Like, it's great that the Raven Court is like just as dysfunctional as any other adventuring party.
They don't adventure though.
No,
We're meant to
but
build
you,
something by ourselves.
Morwen
You put us
already
in-
had her hands raised up, kind of towards like, you know, your forehead area like this for both of you. And she was reaching to Sylvain when he says that, and you see her go like, "This bitch," but like in her mind, and she just and does it anyways. You see, she just closes her eyes, and there is this purple light that covers your vision for a couple of seconds. When it goes away, you can see in the dark now.
does that extend dark vision for beings that already have it, or did Miasyn just not get that?
It was just for the two that didn't, so she has to choose the
Sweet.
creatures. Yeah.
Sweet.
I can see.
Yeah.
Was it just Sylvain?
Yeah.
I have
We
true
found
sight, so I'm
Sylvain's
good.
weakness. Dark.
I'm in the dark.
My sentient sword has true sight. So go
Okay,
ahead.
so take your sword away and put you in the dark.
So, Yuri the player misheard that Solarian also needed it. So she would have just reached out to Sylvain, hand, covered, and then just done that to you. So now we all can see.
And also, as
I'm
we are
not
preparing,
going to end the spell, but I am going to put it away so that if we need it, I don't need to cast it again.
Thank you.
But it is covered.
I think that Miasyn would also,
Also-
say out. Oh,
Nope, you're good.
would say out loud. I can also give us mental communications if we'd like.
So can I.
That would probably be wise.
The whole "if we'd like" is an interesting adjective to the sentence, but I do believe it'd be helpful.
Yeah. So,
All right, then.
do you? Is it Rary's telepathic bond?
Nope. But Miasyn's gonna do it.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm scared.
It's
I don't
no,
wanna
no,
do it.
guys. I don't know why you're. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything is fine.
I know you don't believe Kate or Miasyn, but it's fine. It's you guys. We can all just conversate telepathically now. That's it. That's it.
Do I feel a similar...
Solarian.
Her magic on this, right?
It's
but
not a
also
spell.
she doesn't trust. Right, but like she didn't have to cast it. She's not wasting her magic because she already
exactly.
did a spell. Right?
It's a freebie.
Sylvain, ungrateful, and so she's happy about that, but she feels so hesitant to like accept something she doesn't quite know or understand, or just anything in her head from another person, and that makes her so uneasy.
I think would Morwen ask anything out loud about the nature of this?
Yeah, so the same way I think I as a player asked, is this the same spell I have? I think she would have just,
I think
I did
Miasyn.
not know you could do this kind of magic as well.
Yeah, Miasyn would say, I am a wizard just as you are. This spell I have nature to be a bit different. It's one more of my own design.
I'm gonna need you to roll that
Interesting.
sweet
I'm rolling an insight
deception
check, motherfuckers.
Yeah, sure. You know?
Meanwhile,
I don't-
She
Jonny.
knows, because Morwen can cast Rary's telepathic bond, meaning
Yeah.
she knows what the spell looks like and feels like, so she would recognize that this is different. But when she said, it's of my own design,
Sure.
nat 20.
So,
What's the total on that nat 20?
what's your total? You guys have high-ass bonuses. We need totals
Yeah,
on this.
what's the total?
Solarian,
Yeah.
while they're doing that real
26.
quick, I need an insight from you.
Sure.
26?
Also, Kate will
Okay.
Very high.
To insight.
It was a 22 from Miasyn.
Oh.
with Sylvain's passive insight of 23. Can he
Still
clock
beats
it?
it.
He's not
Sylvain,
caring, but
Sylvain knows. Like
With your
Miasyn has
passive,
told.
yeah.
I think Miasyn
22.
has told. I think Miasyn
22?
has told Sylvain a lot.
Okay.
I'm more
so-
interested in the way Miasyn is trying to present it to. I don't care about where it's coming from. I'm interested in how you're trying to deliver it without
Okay.
looking like I'm interested.
Amazing. So I'm gonna say for Solarian, who matched it, you are getting definitely that similar hint of not the hearing the voice, but that feeling of when you heard the voice, in that presence, not as strong as before, but there. Morwen with a 26, and then Sylvain, you had passive insight 26?
23.
23.
23, okay. Sylvain with a 23. You're getting that this is not... It's not... I think Morwen will get this too. It's not a dangerous, and it's not like bringing the presence that you know to be there into the conversation. Miasyn is more trying to make you guys feel comfortable with this. But Sylvain knows enough to know that Miasyn herself is not completely comfortable. Morwen, you get that. Plus, this is a power that Miasyn is controlling and giving, but there's definitely something about this power that makes Miasyn herself uncomfortable. And I think you're getting maybe a bit more of that discomfort than Sylvain is picking up on.
Right, because when she said, "Oh, it's a magic of my own design,"
That's a lie. That's a lie. So it's not my and Morwen fully knows that's a lie. It's not Miasyn's design. I'll also just toss this. Yeah, I'll also just toss this out to Sean and Eric if you guys have anything that you feel like should be added to that information.
Now
Nicole?
that the magic is on Morwen, right? Because she's cast this thing. Is there anything, knowing now Miasyn is lying, it is not a normal spell because she would have recognized the magic.
Mm-hmm.
She knows this spell. And it is clearly not of her design either. Is there anything she catches now that she can feel it?
Arcana?
I was going to say roll an Arcana check.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at those.
But Solarian...
Are you really bad at Arcana? No way!
Plus 15 to Arcana.
Dude, alright, let's go.
Solarian, you definitely do feel that presence in your mind, and you're putting two and two together that there's more to Miasyn.
Did you get a 19? Okay.
19
it doesn't even matter
plus
whose
15.
stats I use then. 15? Wait, what's the... Okay,
34.
so... Yeah. Gosh, I feel like with that, I'm gonna say... This magic... You have seen Miasyn cast spells, and Miasyn has probably cast spells on you before. This does not fully feel like Miasyn's magic to you. Like, this is Miasyn channeling the magic of someone else through her. It is... Yes. It is a... I mean, I just so high. Yeah, it's so the signature of this is it's telepathic hub. So you know that we can all just talk freely in each other's minds. Is actually, I think like Miasyn herself chooses the exact who is in this connection. Yes,
with the exception of with the exception of the source.
Well, the source
you
is always
get to
there.
choose.
All
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
So I think that, I mean, gosh, that's so high. I think that Morwen, you are absolutely picking up. Yeah. Morwen, you are picking up on. There is another, like, very powerful presence that is in this chat.
I'm gonna straight up say you feel the presence of another consciousness.
Yeah.
The only reason it's not talking to you right now is because you only rolled a 19.
It's listening.
Oh,
Well,
no, and rolled a 19, not a full 20. Because a full 20, it would have realized and would have jumped on the call and been like, yeah, I know you saw me. Like,
But, well, I think
but
that,
it
though,
didn't.
with being a 34, I'm comfortable with Morwen also knowing that, and also Morwen's just knowledge of magic. Miasyn is holding this back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Miasyn is there's some type of little wall up here, but yeah.
I love that, especially because Morwen in her free time has been doing some study into the magics of the mind.
Oh, have you?
In that same vein,
For
since you
personal
went ahead and
reasons.
said that, I'm gonna give you this too. This doesn't feel terrestrial.
Right. Magic, well, Morwen in her own time, for personal reasons, has been looking into magic of the mind, psychic energies, and she has read and gone through many places, even now to even ask Sylvain about some of what he knows about magic. And so he has done, and she has experimented with many of those, which is, I think, why she picks up that this is nothing like all of the different mind magics that she has been looking at these last months. And so she would clock that, yeah, this can't be of this world, or else it would seem even remotely familiar to me. And she is using borrowed magic as well. And there is an extra consciousness, which she's just going to assume might be where the magic is coming from. But she is not going to pull or touch on that tether to that extra consciousness unless she knows more, because she is a very careful type of person.
I am so glad you said that, because I will also say with a 34 that you feel like although Miasyn has this wall up, if you wanted to, you could let your wall down. You could say hi. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. So fun. We haven't even gone into the cave yet. This is great. Miasyn's having a great time.
Yeah.
This is 10
Literally
feet into
just
the
outside
cave.
of it.
Oh my goodness.
No, Morwen is
got
100% already inside the cave because Morwen cold.
Well, this also, I mean, Miasyn would not have like initiated this with
No.
with the Sarah and Reno nearby.
No.
Like she
No,
would have,
no,
yeah,
no.
they would have
This was
stepped out of hearing range. Yeah.
Easily 30, 40, 60 feet inside, 100 feet, something like that.
When Miasyn says, "Oh, it's magic of my own making," and then Morwen is not going to say anything, and there is nothing to tell you that she doesn't believe you or that there is more to any of it. As now, okay, we can all talk in our minds, we can all see in the dark. Let's keep going.
The good news is,
going.
Sylvain, you did cast daylight because dark vision requires some light source to filter the dark vision through of some capacity. It's not, you can't see in total darkness, if I'm not mistaken. You have to have something.
Yeah. I mean, like you would see dim, basically. But
Solarian, you have true sight. There's the difference.
well, no, I know, but I'm pretty sure I have something that gives off light, not sunlight, but light.
Solarian.
I just cast dancing lights.
That too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So there's a couple little sources, but since Sylvain only like covered the flap a little bit of a backpack, some light is still getting through. So that's what I was saying is he cast it so there's enough light just coming out. It's not hurting Solarian's face.
Cool. Good. You see as his face finally like starts to heal back up. That's better. Hey.
Fantastic. So onward into this cave you go, and you get to a point where it's a straight drop down as far as the eye can see. Sylvain, even your sword is telling you it's deeper than what it can see.
Chasm?
It's just a hole.
Love it.
Stay here for 1 second. I'm gonna drop down and then just do like a little perimeter check, just to make sure that there's nothing else. It's just fucking darkness.
Okay. Roll an animal handling check for me.
Excuse me?
Solarian, do you want me to go with you, or are you going down alone?
Well, I said wait here. I mean, it's up to you.
I mean, I just wasn't sure if you wanted to go into the mysterious cave alone, or if you wanted to have someone else that can fly go with you. Up to you.
Secret
Because
tunnel.
you asked for help. He's not going yet.
He didn't ask for anybody. He just said to stay there, and he was just going to be an idiot and jump down.
Also, just a reminder to the dungeon master that I have my 1 mile creature sense. So if this, that's it.
That's a 7.
I think I kind of see Solarian just taking a step and falling.
Yeah, no, he just walks off and then
I love that.
Wings
so
out.
much better.
Oh, I love the
Morwen
wings.
looks, she knows Sylvain is a dragon, so she doesn't bother. She looks at Miasyn and goes, I can make you fly as well, if you require it.
I also have that capability, but if you're offering, I would appreciate it.
Fine.
So, Solarian, you see a giant 30-foot hole that goes from one side straight across this hole to another side. And it's just dripping this liquid.
cool.
You can't identify it. You don't know what made it.
Like
But,
a
you know.
tunnel, so like an upside down T, except the bottom is a tunnel.
It's not a bottom. That's not a bottom. This is in the middle as he's dropping down.
Oh shit! So it's like defying gravity and. Oh shit!
Okay.
It's like something came out of a hole, across this hole, into another one. It's like ants burrowing through their own tunnels.
Real quick, how large is this?
It's at 30 feet, right?
Oh, the hole you're standing on?
The one
that you're
we
at
are standing on the precipice.
Oh, the
of.
chasm.
The one that you're standing at the precipice of. It is a good. So there's nothing on the other side. It is the tunnel you've walked down was about 35 or so, and the one that he just jumped and dropped straight down into is about 35 as well.
How far? Oh, it's 35 feet down?
No.
Oh, no, it's 35 feet
across in diameter.
Got it, okay.
So these are massive holes.
But there's no end to it, so I'm just going straight
You're
down.
just going straight down at the moment.
So then, just feeling the presence of everybody else, I'll just communicate. There's another hole down here. I haven't found the bottom.
All right,
You're about
well,
100 feet down.
We can come join you then. Is Miasyn starting to pick up anything with her creature sense about, like, which direction it might be from?
Your creature sense has an intelligence requirement of 3, yes?
4, actually.
4? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Darn. Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Sylvain's just gonna step over and start floating down.
Whee!
Yeah. Just
Fabulous.
takes a step, and his posture doesn't change or anything. He doesn't even need to fly. He just starts hovering down, looking at the rest of you. Are you coming along, or are we discussing who's going to do what first?
Miasyn would see this if she's still next to her. Touch the clasps on her cloak, and Morwen's form seems to blur a bit.
Nice.
And then she straightens the cloak down her back, and just touches herself again, and just daintily hops over the edge.
I think that Miasyn's fly looks like, as she's casting it, it looks like these wintry owl wings are kind of forming around her, and then they just kind of go spectral and disappear, and she can fly down as well.
Sick.
All right. Solarian, after a little bit longer, you see a couple more of these holes, and you land at the bottom, and there is an intersection of just 3 paths. You can go back up. There is a path to the left and a path to the right, but you're in this cavern that looks and smells putrid in many ways. And
Well, I don't have to breathe, so I'm going to stop that immediately.
and and you get a tad of like brimstone-y smell.
Huh. Seems like we're dealing with the Hells. Potentially. I'll wait for you to join me. And when I land on the... I don't think I'm going to land on the bottom, but I will take out my sword that has a radiance to it, and I will basically just show my position so that everybody else can regroup.
We'll absolutely join you down there.
If we were to check the holes real quick, is there any like immediate 10 feet in, 10 feet out signs of anything moving through them, or are they all pretty empty?
With Solarian's true sight of that 100 feet or whatever he's got, it didn't look like there's anything actively moving. You just see the drip, drip, drip of something. Sylvain, you're a druid. Go ahead and give me an animal handling.
I literally cannot lower than Jonny did. That is a 19 plus 7, so 26.
Purple worm acid is what you
Okay.
see.
Makes sense.
Johnny's like, Johnny knew.
Sean also assumed, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a purple worm that just...
Yeah. Well, just think to everyone, be careful where you step. There's going to be monsters trying to eat you down here. They can dissolve you in a second. Don't die.
Lovely.
That's it? Cut their head off.
Yes, I
do believe you have a tremendous amount of strength.
I do.
As you guys come down, you see Solarian just go, I do.
Yeah.
So,
As you go and stretch,
Miasyn.
I do. I'm going to open the bag just enough for the sunlight to come out once more and be like,
Oh, God.
show off. I'm going to close it back up.
Oh my goodness.
Sylvain is like, oops.
It lasts for an hour, so Eric, tell me when that hour's up, because it's not even a concentration spell.
So, Miasyn, how much do you know about the creatures that lurk under?
Well, certain creatures have been reported to me by my people, or I am able to sense within my lands. This one was quite mysterious to me because it has been so elusive.
Morwen doesn't look impressed.
That's fine.
I think once the two of you get down there, I'm going to cast Bless on all of us, just so we have it.
No.
What does Sylvain's bless look like?
You feel it more than see it. It doesn't look like anything, especially not with how dark it is down here. But you feel just like a little bit in your core tighten up and like adjust your posture and just clear your head a little bit as something's like holding you in place. You just feel more grounded and more able to do what you need.
Very nice.
Miasyn takes a deep breath and says, "Thank you."
Don't die.
So, left or right?
Well, I'm gonna do a Divine Sense real quick, and I'm gonna take a look.
How far is Divine Sense? 60 feet?
I believe the change made it as far as you can see. I believe.
That works for me. That works for me. What is your true sight? That should be, I think, your
60
furthest.
feet, and then dark vision out to 120.
Okay. So you can see just beyond your range of sight on the right hand side. You feel a very light, faint celestial ping that like fades
Interesting.
in and out.
Another thing, Solarian. Very different than what we fought together, but Sylvain does ping a celestial.
He's never pinged celestial before.
From the left, nothing.
From the left, there is some very mild fiendish, but it's like on a scale of 1 to 20 of arbitrary, it'd be like a 3 or a 4.
Well, it would seem that the fiends are this way. I'm gonna sheath my sword so that it's so that we're in darkness, and then I will wait for the rest of the party to go. Hopefully that way.
Oh, Johnny!
So you're leading us down
Towards the fiends.
celestial.
Towards the fiends.
Oh.
Towards the
Okay.
fiends. Down the
I
left-hand
mean, yeah,
side.
Miasyn would go that way.
That was the
That's what he said.
information
Yeah.
that was given. Was
That is what he said.
Yeah.
fiends this way. Who
I
cares about
respect it.
celestial?
I respect this choice. Miasyn's going towards the fiend.
Mhm.
She's not walking first though. Like that's like Sylvain's job to go first.
Solarian's the one sensing them. He should lead the way.
Well, then, shall
Walk.
we?
Yes, of course.
I will walk that way.
Okay. As you guys walk down, this fiendish presence gets a little bit, not stronger, but like clearer. And you can actually start to see it's a form that, if you didn't know better, looks like a gnoll. And it's just sitting there gnawing on a humanoid corpse.
How far away is it?
Dressed in black with red colorations.
Would those colors, that uniform, mean anything to Miasyn?
Not to Miasyn.
And how far away is the knoll?
60 feet.
Gonna just shoot a guiding bolt at it to light it up a bit, and also take it out before it gets to us.
Okay.
So the hit has a plus 11, so on a 5, that's gonna be a 16 to hit.
Okay. That's gonna hit, for sure.
It'll do... Wow, that's a lot of ones. 8 radiant damage.
8 radiant?
Ouch!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Okay.
On 4d6
It's like 6
to get an 8.
Oh, 46. Still, jeez.
Yeah. That
He
was
just threw a
I'm
needle
not
at it.
I'm not letting me. I was like, I don't want to roll in the little dice tray 4 times. I'll click on the button. Never again button. So yeah, just 8 points of radiant damage as just a little streak of light shoots through the dark and hits this thing.
I'm gonna follow up and just go directly towards it, if I can. I don't know if it knows that we're there, but I'm just gonna
It does
fucking
now.
bolt there. Yep.
Like, it does now.
Really
Yeah.
shoot first, ask questions later with you guys. But I mean, I know why.
yeah,
it makes
absolutely.
sense.
And
You don't need something alive to ask questions. I get it.
not for either of them, really.
No.
It stands up on its back, on its legs, and you see its tail come out from in front of it, and it looks very scorpion-esque as it glares at you with bright red eyes, and you can see that this humanoid, Solarian, you know death pretty well. You're the one getting super close, right?
Like that.
And you
For
can
podcast
tell,
listeners, Jonny twisted his fingers together to indicate very close.
Best friends.
Morwen, you get it too, right? But you're a little further away still. Solarian charged right up there, and Solarian, you see that this corpse was preserved. It's been here a while. But still looks like a fairly fresh kill. It just looks up
Interesting.
at you dripping with blood, bright, beady red eyes, and as this echo through the tunnels, both sides.
What did you do?
I
Well,
let it know that we're here.
looks like we're going to kill it now.
Also, Solarian, if you are trying to attack it, you have advantage because of Guiding Bolt, so...
Can I attack it?
I mean, you can attack it, but you don't have to roll. Just don't roll a 1. You have advantage.
Sure.
The odds
Well,
of that.
I'm crit fishing.
Yo,
I'm crit fishing.
some of
right
us
now.
had that happen on stream, so...
Wow, I got a 1 and then a 19.
Okay.
Crit fishing, right?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and. So first of all,
Just Jonny, you do
forgot
know
about
crit
this last
fishing.
time.
Crit fishing usually means fishing for the 20, not the 1.
all right. All right.
Thank you so much for helping me with my problem. Really appreciate it, guys.
There's a thing Holy light, that's what it is. Fiends find my sword's light disconcerting and painful, even if they can't see it. And they have disadvantage on attack rolls made with the within my weapon's radius of bright light, which I, as a bonus action, am going to increase to 15 feet. And I'm going to hit. So that is going to be... let's get the damage on that, which is 1d8 plus 2d8.
Also, real quick, I know you did your... Oh, actually, that wouldn't affect Divine Sense. Never mind. Please go on.
All right. All right, so 6 on the first one, 2 and 1 on the second. Okay, so 6 plus 9 would be 15, and then an extra... so that would have been 15 slashing, and then another 3 radiant.
Okay.
And then it needs to make a con save. Because I'm assuming it's an evil creature.
Oh, yeah. It was just eating a corpse. I hope so. That's an 11?
Great. It is blinded until the end of its next turn.
Oh.
I'm going to take another swing at it. Which is still advantage because it's blinded now. The 17. And then first damage is going to be 12. And then the radiant, another 12.
So 24.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'll pump a first level divine smite in there.
Go
Why
for
not?
it. Divine this bitch.
And this is a fiend, correct? So that would mean 3d8. Great. All right. Here's another 8, another 3, and another 5. So 16 radiant on top of that. That's my turn.
All right. I was just acting out of initiative. That wasn't even a turn.
That was...
True, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you now.
Just fucking do it.
Okay, cool. Run. So as it screams out, it's like anime where he just opens up his sword and then like he's fucking lightning quick with his wings, and so he'll just cut directly through it, and that's what stops the scream, is that he can't get any pressure into his lungs because all of the pressure that's inside of the body is now completely open, and he can no longer scream as the top part of his body falls forward and the bottom half falls back. And then Solarian's just going to look at the body and see if there's any recognition at all.
Miasyn would also approach the body at that point.
Oh yeah, if it's dead, we're all looking at it.
Well, Miasyn doesn't care about the fiend body. Miasyn's looking at like the body that it was feeding on.
Mm-hmm.
Miasyn. For
Oh,
you,
no.
I need a history check.
Yeah, sure.
With advantage.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Totally fine.
I'm
Everything
sure
is totally
this is
fine.
great.
It's okay.
Everything is fine. That's a 26.
Fantastic. You
Didn't
Don't
build Miasyn to fight, but I built her for something.
you don't recognize the symbolism on the cloaks and all that, but you do recognize the white hair and the blue face. This was, at one point in their life, someone who was raised in the Temple of Oral.
Cool.
And worked there. In fact, you said you got a 28, right?
It was a 26. Oh, wait. I have my D4. Hold on. Oh, actually, that's a 30.
That's a dirty 30. I love a dirty 30. Okay.
Doity.
Okay, so a 30.
Do I know the symbol now?
No. You know the person.
All not.
At first you didn't, but then you you rolled them over and saw them from a profile, and this person passed you 1,800 years ago as you were headed deeper into the temple.
Yeah, Miasyn is staring pretty intently at this. What would the race of this humanoid have been? Like, how far out of their natural lifespan are they here?
Well, even an elf would have been dead for over 800 years.
Yeah.
So anything you would have met back then should be dead.
Yeah. Miasyn looks up to Sylvain and says, "There's going to be some very interesting memories in this one, and I would very much like to know them."
Okay, sure. It's quite hard to do when I don't kill them myself, but I'm sure I can do a workaround.
I can talk to the dead.
Fascinating question, Morwen. If you bring them back to talk, and then I take them out, do you think they're alive enough for it to count for me?
I don't know.
Let's
But
give it a try.
sure.
I would very much like to know what they were doing down here.
Alright, so above table, so Morwen can both speak with dead and animate dead. Would animating them and then having Sylvain kill them work? Can I roll an Arcana check to see if she would think it would work?
You can absolutely roll that Arcana check as a Morwen intuition. Yes.
11 plus 15. I love my plus 15. That is 26.
It's a thought.
I'm good at one thing.
It's a thought you have.
Does she think realistically
it
would?
could. It's very realistic that it could.
Well,
There's
if
a
it doesn't
chance of
work,
failure, but what's the
Right.
worst that happens?
If it doesn't work, as long as she wasn't the one that killed them, she can then cast Speak with Dead.
Are you going to ask
worth a
about
shot.
that? Are you going to ask, or are you just going to cast it?
Oh, these are thoughts running to her head. But no, she would tell you, like, I can animate them, and you can dispose of them and see if that works. And if it doesn't, then as long as I did not deliver the killing blow the second time, I can speak with them regardless. We'll get much less
You can,
information, but it is something.
Save you your magic, as the undead are one thing I cannot quite take the mind from. So
I see.
bringing it back
So,
will do nothing for me. Bringing the
I
mind back
will
would help the body not so
simply
much.
speak with them, and we shall get whatever we can. Okay. Morwen brings out her staff, but she don't see her staff often. It kind of disappears into her cloak. She does not have it in hand most of the time, hardly if ever. She brings it out, and it is a golden staff with a gem that you can't quite catch the color of it as it shifts. But this staff has some pointy bits that are holding the gem and kind of protrude out like thorns. And she puts that point of the staff on her own wrist and quick slashing motion to bring out some blood. As she holds it over, now this corpse says a word you don't understand and casts the spell.
As Morwen is casting the spell, Miasyn has gotten up and moved away to give Morwen the space that she needs, and just happens to be out of visual range of this being now.
So I rolled an insight. Would Solarian had seen any of this happening to Miasyn with a 16?
Nah,
No.
it's not. There's
Sorry,
no point
19.
even rolling. Roll for a 19. What are you looking? You're just inciting Miasyn. Like, what are you trying to glean?
Yeah,
here?
just seeing if she was bothered after looking at this, because he was looking at the body as well, so he would have been looking at you in sight and seeing you.
Oh. I mean, I think she's pretty openly bothered. Yeah, like she cares about people, and you know that she is bothered by death in general. Like if the question is Miasyn bothered? Yes, easy yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and as the spell came from the staff itself, and just, I do need to take 1d4 damage. I don't actually spend a spell slot for that, so that's nice. That's a 1. Yay! Okay.
Nice.
So, speak with Dad. It takes a raspy breath, and please, Eric, what do we see? What do we hear?
It's the sequence.
Oh! As it goes, it grabs where its arm was that the gnoll-like creature was eating. Are you her? As it looks up at you with its eyes.
Morwen is going to say, yes, I am. And she will ask, let me see. It does need to have a mouth. So yeah, thankfully it does.
Yeah, it was perfectly preserved.
Okay, beautiful. But she looks to her side expecting Miasyn to be there, and then it's like, oh, where'd she go? And she looks behind. Goes, well, let me know if there is anything in particular you'd like to know. But I think the first question is very obvious. She turns to the corpse and just goes, what did you come here to do?
I just escorted you, my lady, 1,500 years ago.
She turns very slowly to look at Miasyn.
Miasyn in all of your heads will say, who does this person think you are?
I am gonna take a step in the dark and say, you.
I don't believe that's right. I was never down here at that time.
And all of these conversations, that is not us speaking to the
It's
thing.
in your
is
head.
in our heads.
Correct. That's why I'm not doing the whole you asking weird questions unless you say I'm talking to it.
I do want to insight check that as well.
Okay.
Insight check. Me?
Saying that you don't think it's you. Like, you weren't here.
Yeah, sure.
And that's not you.
Roll insight.
It's another 19! So that
Total?
is, my insight is +6. So that is a 25.
Wow. Well, with that up against the 36, it stinks because you guys think I'm lying because my stats are so high for persuasion and deception. However, Miasyn seems to be very genuine with that statement, that she truly genuine there.
Okay. So she genuinely doesn't think it was her.
Okay. Before we move on with you guys, Solarians, did you want to go ahead and do anything while they're talking and Miasyn's trying to hide her face from the corpse?
Oh, Solarian is going to try and dip out and is going to potentially sneak away from everybody and go check out that celestial on the other side of the tunnel.
See,
right.
considering
Can you go ahead and...
there is only 4 of us, and we are all in a pretty empty cavern,
Yeah. He has
yeah.
he has Misty Step at will, so he is going to Misty Step 30 feet away, and then Misty
then
Step
start
30 feet away.
walking.
But what's the
30 feet away.
what's
I
the
need that
stealth
stealth
check?
check. I need that stealth check.
Yeah. I went ahead and preemptively rolled. That was a 7.
Okay.
Cool.
Lovely.
Miasyn
Cool,
has a
cool.
passive perception of. Actually, I got that. 18 is her passive, but also she just kind of knows where you are.
Because of
The telepathy. She knows where.
Actually, that's not why. But sure, we can go with
creature
that.
sense.
Yeah,
Creature
yeah,
sense.
It's a creature sense.
Passive of 23, and I think he's just going to be keeping pace with you, going, I think we work quite well together. Let's stay together for a moment.
I think that
Sister.
Miasyn just in your heads would say, I'm fine with you going off. I just wish you had felt comfortable enough to tell me about it.
I was not trying to bother anyone. I'm just checking out the other tunnel, making sure there was nothing there, while you get answers.
Of course not.
And I will absolutely do a deception check.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. Either way,
Oh,
Miasyn
that's a
is
natural
saying...
20. 29.
What's 29 total?
Utility spellcasters by themselves, like lovely. I hope nothing else comes out at us. This is fine.
I do beat that 29 with my...
Oh.
That's another 30? Yeah, that's another 30. So, yeah, Miasyn...
Did you roll a d4?
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
You did. I did not.
Well,
Oh, you get another D4. You both get another. You get another.
Wait, I get another
D4
D4 because I was just using my Verdith D4. Okay, hold on.
She was using I married
less than
D4.
everyone.
Okay, what do you have now?
32.
31. Wait, hold on. I think I have another D4. Yeah.
You have the 2 D4s.
Just for fun, I got a nat 20 as well with a plus 13 with a 4 on my D4, so I'm at a 37.
No, you definitely hear me lying, for sure.
Let's go. All right.
Spain's not saying anything, but I'm just enjoying this conversation and being like,
Yeah.
no.
Hey, it's an open channel right now.
Lie.
Also, I think a 37 is the highest I've ever rolled on anything.
Jesus, that's
These
fucking
characters
high.
are insane.
Oh wait, to go back really quick, Miasyn, you said that on the open channel.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on open chat. We're gonna put that on open chat. So Morwen can also be aware that they're sneaking.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't look up, but she sighs again.
Yeah.
So.
Miasyn
And then she
will just
doesn't
say,
actually say anything.
Yeah. Miasyn will just say via the telepathy, just remember that this is open. If you need our assistance or wish to share anything, you can. We'll be there soon.
Of course.
We'll be fully forthcoming, I imagine.
Of course. I will let you know if I find anything on the other side.
Yeah,
As far
I
as I'm
believe
concerned,
you.
this is the right way to go.
And all of
I
that's
can't
covered
believe
by
it
the
came down to
deception
a
check.
fucking D4.
Insight check.
I am
Solarian.
upsetty spaghetti.
Can you get a 32?
I can try.
You have a D4.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Insane.
No, there's no way. in
Not
hell
with that
that's
dice
a
roll.
I will say,
Dice roll.
getting every check at advantage is so helpful.
I mean. Okay. Well,
Wild.
Fine, she believes you. Fuck you. All right, let's go. I'm so mad that it's so high.
I feel like Miasyn's going to say to Morwen, I don't want to let them get too far ahead of us, so...
I was thinking the exact same thing. I do not think we should leave them alone for too long down here.
Let's wrap this up.
And then to you, just anything that you would like to know.
I need to know who this person who this person escorted. Just ask them.
And she will turn to the corpse and go, who am I to you. Because she thinks... Because if she asks, who did you escort, the corpse can just go...
You!
Yeah.
I like that phrasing.
And she's not taking her chances. So who was he supposed to be escorting? Who am...
Smart.
Yep. What's my name?
Say my name, say my name. Nobody's around.
You are the chosen one, the yielder of the vengeful banshee, and we got surrounded. Half of them got eaten. I managed to get into this tunnel. The other acolyte's okay.
Miasyn is going to, at this point, just go up and say, Where exactly is she from here?
He lifts his arm that only contains half of an arm.
God damn it, Miasyn.
And-
He's gonna point at me.
He points at Morwen.
Miasyn, that was not... You need to...
In the direction of
turns
Morwen.
around, exasperated and angry, and goes, let me ask the questions.
Find
We
out.
only have
Find
two
out
left.
quickly.
That was 3
Find-
questions.
Find out very
She
quickly.
looks at the corpse and goes, where were you supposed to escort me to? And just glares daggers at Miasyn.
You were in the chamber.
She asks, in her head, asks
You must have
Miasyn,
awoken.
I'm going to assume you know what this object is, right? So I do not have to spend a question asking it. But I will expect
The object
you
itself.
to
The object
tell
itself
me.
is not important right now. It's where the wielder is. I will tell you what this object is, but find me the wielder.
Okay, so the corpse said the chamber, and then that I must have awoken and come here, obviously. So my last question is, where is that chamber?
Good.
And please tell me the corpse points in the direction that the boy scuttled off to.
Please.
The chamber was deeper still, and points with the nub and says, back the way you came.
I'm sure that the boys have gotten their head start. Miasyn is booking it that direction, and as she does, she is going to be knocking mentally at the door of a friend that she thought was long gone.
Solarian and Sylvain, you guys have been running down this, well, flying, quite literally like 10 feet above the air, just 10 feet above the bottom of the fucking cave tunnels, just flying. Solarian's going 90, Sylvain's running his 80 feet, just whoosh. This ping is getting, not stronger, but the celestial ping is getting clearer. Just bing, 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 bing. It's obviously something in something that's suspended in, not fully there, which is why no one can tell that it's here, because celestials do not have low intelligence.
Well, I guess there's no other way to go than forward, so I will find this ping.
Okay. And Sylvain's right there behind you, keeping up the whole way. Keeping that 20-foot clip distance. And you get to a very large, 60-foot tall cavern that is 60 foot tall and in like an ovular shape that the the back wall, or what appears to be the back wall, goes back about another 50 feet, give or take. As you guys enter, there's no other ways in or out, except there are 4 stalactites coming down from this, and in between the 4 of these, there is a very large, clear opal. So it's got the black pearlescent coloration, but it's clear, if that makes any kind of sense, like a black diamond type of thing, that has red veining pulses of energy running through it.
I'll immediately unsheath the Sword of the Ancients and just kind of bring out a light to see if that changes anything with the opacity of this opal.
It refracts back a little bit of a purpley glow. And you do see 4 glowing chains that are holding it in the center as they're wrapped around this opal. And they seem to... One of them seems to react in a yellowish way from the radiance of your blade. Like glowing gold and yellow.
I'll turn back to Sylvain. Yeah, as we're here, I'll just say, well, there's no point in lying. I saw a ping of celestial here, and I'm imagining that's where it's coming from.
That's exactly where it is.
And the sense brought me here. Truthfully, I wanted to check and make sure that it wasn't anyone that I knew.
Roll a perception check for me. Sylvain, you can roll a perception check as well.
Sure.
That's a 7.
Wow. I got a 1 and a 7, but the 7 still brings it to a not net 20.
7 for a dirty 20. I love these characters. Alright, so it's no one you guys recognize offhand. It's no one you've read about. Sylvain, Gemini has heard about this person from someone, but I'm gonna let Gem go ahead and introduce yourself, as well as describe what Faeril looks like in this opal.
Sure. Hi, I'm Gem. You can find me most places at Gemvery or on Instagram at Gemaginative. And I play in a bunch of different actual plays. I'm always doing fun stuff, and I host a show once a month called Goodberry Cafe, where I play indie TTRPG games. And I'm playing Faeril.
Yes. Reprising Faeril.
Yeah. So what you see inside of this, you said it was an opal?
Opal.
Yeah, and it's got this red veining energy.
Mm-hmm.
The interior of the opal, you try to focus on what's inside, but that pulsing like red veins of energy seem to shift your perspective, and you can't really seem to focus on what's behind it. But you can tell there's a body there, but you can't really see much else. It's like that pulsing is blocking most of the features of the body. But you can see her head, which is visible through the pulsing, and her face is pale, lifeless looking and gaunt, and it's framed by strands of like pitch black hair that's hanging limply and like almost damp and clinging to her skin and her lightly pointed ears, and her head's hanging low. You can't see her eyes, and her chin's resting against her chest, and her body's just hanging there limp, like eerily suspended in this opal. And as you focus on this, there's like this you feel this like oppressive weight of presence, even within the opal.
Can I tell if they're Aasimar or an angel? Because I know that there's celestial in there somewhere.
So you would be able to tell that it seems like it would be an Aasimar more so than an angel, because angels would be, even an unconscious comatose one would have a very bright, brilliant, on the ping ups it'd get high and heavy, right?
Got it.
But with Faeril here, it is not getting very heavy in any capacity. It's very.
And I could tell you if it was an angel.
Well, as I said, I wanted to make sure that this was somebody that I knew, but it doesn't quite look like this person is familiar to me, so I guess. And then, before I do anything else, Sylvain, did you want to take a look or anything?
I can. I'm more interested. Are you relieved or sad it's not a person you were hoping to see?
Both.
Interesting. Yeah, then he'll walk up and just inspect the chains. What do those look like? I know the one glittered when we got color on it. So I think what he'll do is he'll turn to Solarian, shield yourself or back away for a moment, and then open the bag and see if the daylight catches any different coloration than the
Nice.
glowing like the sword did.
So when you do that, this chain that only glowed because the sword was nearby fully just dissolves in the radiance of the sun.
Fascinating. Told you it'd be worthwhile.
Another one, because you are within proximity, glows the color of like of combination of like mithril and gold. So it's that shiny mithril, but it's gold and it's got gold flecks throughout it, and it just radiates off of it a feeling of familiarity.
Mm-hmm. Solarian, would you like to come see if a chain feels familiar to you?
As long as you shield the daylight.
Put
Thank you.
The sun
You
back
just
in
see
the
him
bag.
over in the corner.
Sun back in my pocket.
You see him in the corner with like some shades. Just please.
I'm pretty sure Natasha Bedingfield has a song about that.
It also, as Morwen and Miasyn, as you guys are running and hauling ass towards this thing, you see a bright light emerge and then disappear again.
Morwen is going to, through the mental link that is still there, because she knows, like, bright light and Solarian don't get along.
No, but Sylvain has that daylight.
Right. So it's like, all right, either they got attacked, or now they're infighting, or something's happening. And so through the link, she just goes, "Hello."
Everything's fine. Burned away an astral chain.
And, well, that's through the link, so Miasyn would be able to hear that as well as they keep going. She just wanted to make sure everybody was still alive.
I was going to say something, but then I wanted to see and make sure that Sylvain had enough time to also do anything.
Plus the sunlight. Just
yeah, that too. I was literally like just about to say something like as I was going to be approaching it, so it worked out perfectly.
Miasyn, as she is as fast as she can getting to this room, hearing Sylvain say everything's fine, she's going to say, "Define everything's fine. What is happening in there?"
Nothing's attacking. There's some weird gem. We're going to look at it closer. Everything is fine.
Do not harm anyone in that room. I'm on my way.
Solarian and I, and we have no intention of infighting.
Well, Sylvain already hit me with some sunlight, so I think we've
gave
already
you a
broken
warning to step back.
I'm just joking.
And then, I think Sylvain's going to go stand by the train that felt familiar with him and be like, if your highness feels deemed to approach, I still had a question to see if one felt familiar to you.
Yes, I will take a look. And this mithril type of chain, does this look familiar to me at all?
The one that reacted to Sylvain does not. As you get close, a chain on the backside to one of the other stalagmites starts to glow a very faint greenish red color.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go look at this one.
I think we should attack them. Try and cut through. That one broke rather quickly.
Well, I think that, against my better judgment, I think maybe we should wait. And this is when I'll go on to the telepathic bond and be like, there's an opalescent sort of gem thing that's here and is being chained. One of the chains was broken, 3 remain. Sylvain and I see 2 of them responding to us.
How was the one chain broken? How many are left?
3 are left. One that was broken due to sunlight, it seems.
We'll break them all.
So, do it, is what I'm hearing.
Yes. I
All right.
get her out.
Simple enough.
And
So you
Miasyn
said-
you have not communicated to Miasyn, yeah.
You said green and red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll just hold on to it and see what happens there. Kind of like lift it up, inspecting it.
So it's made of iron. So it starts to sear into your skin as you are partly Fae. And it breaks and dissolves in a brilliant, just green and red flash as soon as your blood made contact. You just have for the moment, you have the scar where the chain once was.
And then soon after, goes back.
And this opal drops just a bit. Another 10 feet down.
You
Faeril,
simply have to touch it.
I need you to make a real quick... Let's go with a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
If you're an ally, you get an additional 5 to that.
Do you see them as an ally?
Only.
I'm not conscious, so I don't think I would know.
It's whether Solarian sees it
so
as an
there-
ally.
Yeah.
Well, I got the go-ahead by Miasyn, so I'd say so.
Alright, you get the +5.
That's a 30.
Fuck
that'll do
yes. Sylvain, you're still on the side with where you can look at Faeril's face. Faeril, you gain consciousness and have the ability to move within this gem as you so choose. You said your head was against your chest, and that is what Sylvain is seeing right this second. Any motion you make, he will see.
I actually don't think she's going to move yet. I think she's going to really take a moment to figure out what is happening.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think she's going to stay still while she, mentally turns on.
The last thing you remember is split in half. You have two memories. One is stepping into this opal. A bunch of acolytes guiding you in and escorting you in and getting you into this opal. You remember being hoisted up. You remember a ritual. And then you don't know how long you were there. And you don't know why. But the last thing in your opal experience that you remember is the face of a female figure who looks ethereal and ghost-like just open up her jaw way down and blow breath at you as you pop back to life. Solarian, your divine sense goes off. It is a straight celestial ping, just dung.
Oh.
Like,
There we
obviously awake type of steady. But Sylvain, you don't see anything.
Who is this, Miasyn?
I don't think that Miasyn would have stopped knocking at that door. I think Miasyn is going to keep trying to,
I'm gonna let
connect.
Sylvain see if Sylvain wants to do one more thing because of the way we're doing things. And then, yes, that is gonna be a thing. But, Sylvain,
Yes.
you saw Solarian only had to touch his.
And then it drew blood, and I'm not letting this thing happen.
You don't heal as
Seeing
quickly
that
as that.
So there's so much that you can do with blood magic. To touch something and allow it to take it is wild. Seeing that parts of it are mithril and parts of it are gold, knowing one is an extremely strong metal and one is an extremely weak metal, it's just going to summon a dagger out of the ether and just stab it into the gold links and try and snap them in half. Using one of his own, like his mithril breath weapon, but just summoning a thing from it. So it's still something from him, but nothing I'd be chased back and just cut through the gold link.
And it dissolves. And this opal starts swinging. It's one chain is all that's left attached to this one stalactite.
What, so you just used a dagger and I had to bleed because of it?
Did you attempt anything before touching it?
No, but that's beside the point.
The stalactite got a nat 20 to not break. So it is still hanging. So the opal is now 5 feet above the ground as it just whoosh.
Can we see the coloration of the last chain?
It looks normal at the moment. It just looks like an
Looks
iron
normal.
chain.
I'm just gonna cast heat metal on it and see if I can just break it.
As you're casting heat metal on this thing, Miasyn and Morwen, you guys enter in, and Miasyn was still knocking this entire time. Faeril, in your head, you hear getting more and more panicked as the time goes on.
Do not answer.
Yikes.
All right,
I
Morwen, are you going to do anything as you see this opal dangling barely 5 feet up above the ground of this chamber? And the other two boys just sitting there flying.
Just
Oh,
looking
y'all
at
are
it like,
hovering. Wow.
They're straight up flying 30 feet. Like,
Yeah, like I think it's quite a sight, right? Like this giant mineral stone with looks like a humanoid figure inside of it, dangling from a chain on the ceiling, and a dragon and a vampire just floating in midair next to it. It's quite the picture, really.
it really is.
And one of the chains
So-
glowing red hot-ish.
It's starting to glow.
Right, and
yeah.
you're just like, oh, hey. Yeah, she just kind of like, well, I see you managed to partially free it. As she's walking forward to kind of, inspect it for herself, essentially.
I think also Solarian had said, like, as they were walking into Miasyn, who is this person to you?
Mm-hmm.
I think that Miasyn doesn't answer that in her head, but as soon as she comes into the room, seeing that you all have managed to break the other chains, she's just going directly towards this gem and Faeril.
Does anything happen when Morwen and Miasyn get closer?
Nothing at the moment, no. But the heat metal is going off. Sylvain, go ahead and roll your first set of damage.
I forget it does damage.
I mean, getting something so hot that it melts, I would assume, damages the object to some capacity. Just a wild
I just
thought.
normally use it to, like, make them have the disadvantage and drop their swords and stuff. I forget it actually does hurt when you have to wear your flaming armor. That is 12 fire damage.
Okay.
I'll follow it up with, like, a swift swing of the Sword of Ancients.
Okay. So between the two, the heat metal opens up a chain that's red hot, and just Solarian, you come in and just clink, this opal lands 5 feet.
And it did end everyone's bless, just so everyone knows we don't have to D4 anymore.
Faeril, you've hit the ground. Is there anything that Faeril needs to do or wants to do? And because you're looking straight at the ground at this point.
Yeah, and the opal shattered, or
The opal did not shatter. It just it's kind of like a willing thing. You have to want to leave it. You have to be ready. Because until you're ready, it's not going to. But this scene is you being ready.
Oh, okay, yeah, then yeah.
And
Like,
Miasyn is
choice.
on the other side of this.
Okay, so as the opal drops, is it still vertical? Am I still vertical?
You're still vertical.
Perfect.
You're just your head was looking straight down.
As it drops, you'll start to see splinters in the opal from those red veins of energy as the opal was going to crack and shatter away. And you're going to see Faeril slowly coming to, standing tall, but her presence is no longer like commanding its grace like you were used to, Miasyn. It's instead, there's this like oppressive, like suffocating, and something is like unnervingly wrong with the energy. Her skin, which was glowing and once like had the glittery gold freckles, is now like pallid and corpse-like. There's dark shadowy spots that are writhing across her skin, and it's like absorbing the light that's surrounding her. Her hair, which used to be like chestnut brown, is just now that pitch black strands and like damp and stringy. Her as she looks up, you see her eyes, which were once golden, are now dark, like pools of darkness, and they're very cold. And the armor that she once wore is now seemingly twisted. The chainmail is blackened and jagged. The links seem to like pulse and writhe on her outfit. Her tabard, which was once blue and embroidered with Torm's white gauntlet, is now torn and blackened, and it has that skeletal black hand, the same one that you, Miasyn, saw years ago. She's going to break, once the opal sheds away, she's going to take a step towards the ground, and her wings are going to emerge. And you once saw her wings angelic and feathery, this white feathers and radiant, but now they are skeletal and ghostly. And they unfurl in a cloud of blackened mist and stretch wide, and there seems to be tendrils of shadows grasping at the air. And she's going to look up and she's going to take a look at everyone. And you really see like the darkness in her eyes is going to deepen. And the air around her is going to grow even heavier. And you swear that you all start to hear like a mournful wail as the atmosphere shifts slightly. Any light around her starts to fade, and there's a dimness that stretches in a radius surrounding her in every direction. And shadows gather around her that swirl and twist and like cling to her form. And it seems like if there's any movement or any breath, every flicker of movement is like distorted, and every like sound that should be in this aura is muffled. It's like the world is recoiling from her presence, her awakened presence. She's gonna shake her head a little bit, and it seems like she's like coming to, like still waking up, and she sees you, Miasyn.
Yes,
and
as
you're
the
right
whole
there.
world recoils from Faeril's presence, Miasyn, who is used to being very close to very dangerous people, stands right in front of you and will not move.
Is this someone that we should be worried about, Miasyn?
I'm not worried about her, I'm worried for her. She is someone who is very good, and I do not know what has happened, but she is worth saving. Favorite.
At hearing that, she's going to cock her head at you a little bit. And
Favorite.
even though she looks unrecognizable, there's going to be something familiar that you see, and like maybe even a little bit of sadness.
Faeril.
I'm just going to focus on you and say, of course it's you. And I'm going to cast Confusion on you.
As you cast something, I'm going to cast something on you. I'll let yours goes off first, but then I'm going to react.
I had a spell prepped as well, so
Okay.
I also didn't want to say anything just to not break any tension, but Solarian would have gone directly behind Miasyn. And since she's within 10 feet of me, she has advantage on any
Nice.
spell saving
Right.
throws.
yeah. And as Miasyn was talking, Morwen's staff is out again.
What did Faeril wake up to today?
What do I need to roll against the confusion?
Wisdom saving throw, and anyone else within a 15-foot radius sphere also needs to roll.
Which would
Is
definitely
any-
be Solarian.
Then counterspell.
Then, Jem, can you make a whiz save for me, please?
Well,
Just-
confusion. What level confusion?
I'm casting it at level 5.
So then
Okay.
you would have to make a
So
roll
you
for it.
needed to roll for that.
18.
Okay, yeah, no, you're fine. So you start to cast this confusion, and you feel the magic just be dispelled.
The way that Miasyn would pull danger into herself before happens again, and you just feel Miasyn pull in that negative energy to herself.
Okay. Faeril, what was your wisdom save against Sylvain?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I was waiting to see the counter spell. But yeah.
Yeah.
Let me roll that now. Wait.
And then go ahead and subtract
28.
6 from it. Okay, you still beat it. But yeah. So you see a hold person go off, and you just feel an entire pool of gravity try and pin you to the ground. And then as you're moving through, you see like a star come through and try and like disrupt your darkness to replace it with mine, as my woe feature removes 6 from your score, but still is not enough, and you are able to keep moving. But Morwen, I think you're up to something.
So I think Sylvain and Morwen both cast Hold Person. Like you
That
just
is-
see
Our
both
powers
spells
combined!
goes off. Because that's the spell I was holding as well. Was a
Okay.
Hold Person.
Roll it again,
My spell
Faeril.
DC
What?
is different. than Sylvain's.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Also, has
yikes.
anyone been injured? Like, is anyone not at full hit points?
No.
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
I almost had the opal actually shatter, but you know.
That would have been like a big ouchie.
Actually, Solarian, you're within range of me and you don't have any temporary hit points?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some temporary hit points because you're within range of me and I cast a abjuration spell.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I'll take it.
That was a 30 save this time.
Holy
Fuck.
shit. You're not adding the 5 that I give you, right?
No. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Did none of the rest of you prep silvery barbs?
Solarian, take 13 temporary hit points.
Dope. I'll take it.
So,
I already used my reaction.
Morwen, what does your hold person attempt look like as Faeril passes another hold person?
Right. So for Morwen, it's she kind of swings out, and it looks like out of the tip of her staff, this purple energy comes out in the shape of, think of like a spider's web, and attempts to wrap itself around you. But your energy just it looks like it shatters.
It just dissolves.
And can't take hold. And now she's really pissed.
Miasyn is going to cast Remove Curse.
No effect.
Morwen, in their head, goes to Miasyn. Who is this?
A friend who has been corrupted. I don't understand how, but we need to understand how. And we need to save her. And also with the Remove Curse, I will give another...
Was that one-on-one, or was that...
No, that was to the group.
that was
chat,
everyone?
The mental,
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
mental
and
group chat.
Miasyn also sends that to the group chat. Then I think that with that too, I'm going to give 14 temporary hit points to Morwen as I cast that spell.
So you're doing another remove curse?
Well, no, I just the remove curse was an
Gave you
abjuration. So
As you say that, Miasyn,
That's more
Solarian
than what I
will
have, so I'll take yours. Thank you.
Solarian will pipe up and say, "Does knocking her out constitute as saving her?"
It gives us more time.
That sounds like an okay to me.
if
Actually,
that's
Morwen is like bringing her staff up again.
do not kill her.
Of course not. I wouldn't dream of it.
I think Miasyn. Yeah, okay. Then Miasyn is going to say out loud to Faeril, "Why are you doing this? What happened? Help me help you."
I'm gonna pull my sword.
As and Miasyn says that as she casts the Remove Curse, it just doesn't work.
As weapons get drawn, a snow starts falling on top of Faeril. This white snow that turns to black as it gets within the field of her aura, and it spins and spirals in a nasty snowstorm. Blizzard, almost. And you start to see some ice in there. It dissolves, and Faeril is gone.